The Sharks continued their remarkable mid-season resurgence with a thrilling 36-24 victory over the Stormers at Kings Park, completing a rare seasonal double over their fiercest rivals in a pulsating United Rugby Championship derby. Played in oppressive Durban heat and humidity and watched by a raucous crowd of 25,364, this was a contest that had everything: breathtaking tries, momentum swings, moments of chaos, and a decisive contribution from a fearless teenage winger. More than just another win, this result reinforced the growing belief that the Sharks' season has been reborn. 8 weeks ago, they were a side low on confidence and direction. Now, they look like genuine contenders, driven by clarity of purpose, strong leadership, and a collective resilience that had been missing earlier in the campaign. The big picture: a rare and meaningful double beating the Stormers twice in the same season is no small feat, and for the Sharks, is something that has become increasingly uncommon in recent years. That made this victory all the sweeter, particularly given the context in which it arrived. This was not a flawless performance, but it was a compelling one. The Derby lived up to its billing, delivering drama from the opening seconds and never loosening its grip on the crowd. Just 22 seconds had elapsed when Stormers scrum half Cobus Rinnock pounced from a quickly tapped penalty and was driven over the line. Sharks lock Cornwall was left wincing after being overpowered in the collision, setting the tone for a contest that would be brutally physical and unrelenting. Rawl was not alone in learning how unforgiving Derby rugby can be. Stormers lock Ruben van Heerden also found himself on the wrong end of a humbling moment soon after, as Sharks scrum half Jaco Williams forced his way over the line despite being tackled by the much larger forward. That try came after Stormers flanker Paul de Villiers was yellow-carded, and it looked as though the Sharks were primed to capitalize on their numerical advantage. Yet the visitors showed real composure during that period. Instead of folding, the Stormers struck back through the boot of Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu, who landed 2 pressure penalties to edge his side into an 11-7 lead. That advantage held until the 25th minute, when Ethan Hooker finished off a well-worked Sharks move for a converted try that swung momentum once again. The hosts thought they had extended their lead when Otter Smith crossed, only for the TMO to intervene and rule the score out due to an off-the-ball obstruction by Niefling Fouché. Soon after, Feinberg-Mngomezulu reminded everyone of his extraordinary range, smashing over a penalty from halfway to tie the game at 14. Remarkably, the Stormers' fly-half then went one better. After an infringement by Afalil Fassi, Feinberg-Mngomezulu stepped up from inside his own half and calmly slotted another monster kick to send his team into the break with a 17-14 lead. It was an astonishing display of nerve and skill, particularly given the limited territory his side had enjoyed. The Stormers picked up where they left off after the restart. De Villiers made amends for his earlier sin binning by finishing a slick move out wide, and Feinberg-Mngomezulu added the conversion to stretch the lead to 24-14. At that stage, the visitors appeared to have wrestled control of the contest. What followed, however, was the clearest expression yet of the Sharks' newfound resolve. The Pietersen, Esterhuizen era takes shape. There was a time earlier this season when the Sharks looked lost. Their heavy defeat to Toulouse at the end of the John Plumtree era felt like a nadir, a moment that exposed just how disconnected the team had become. The decision to change head coach mid-season was drastic, but the impact has been immediate and profound. Under J.P. Pietersen, the Sharks have rediscovered belief, structure, and bite. Saturday's win was their 5th in 7 matches since the former Springbok took charge, a run that has transformed their season. They have already secured a place in the Challenge Cup knockout stages and are now firmly back in the hunt for a URC playoff spot. Much of that revival has been built on leadership, and no figure embodies that more than Andre Esterhuizen. Newly appointed as captain, the powerful center has been outstanding, both in performance and presence. His authority is evident, and the squad clearly respond to him. That leadership was crucial when the Sharks found themselves 10 points adrift early in the second half. Lesser versions of this team might have panicked. Instead, they remained composed, trusted their systems, and slowly began to dismantle the Stormers. Esterhuizen was at the heart of the fight back, crashing over for a converted try that reignited belief. Moments later, the balance tilted further when Van Heerden was sent to the sin bin, giving the Sharks a numerical edge they would ruthlessly exploit. Jaco Williams, showing maturity well beyond his years, finished clinically to push the hosts into a 28-24 lead by the 54th minute. From there, the Sharks did not let go. They added a crucial penalty following a scrum infringement, extending their advantage to 31-24, and began to squeeze the life out of the Stormers side that suddenly looked rattled. The match was sealed in extraordinary fashion. With 72 minutes gone, replacement fullback Warwick Gellant appeared to have time to ground a rolling ball behind his own try line. Instead, he hesitated, and Williams pounced. The 20-year-old launched himself in a desperate dive, applying downward pressure just before the ball could be deadened. The resulting try, converted soon after, was a final blow in a famous 36-24 victory that Feinberg-Mngomezulu's perspective matters despite the defeat. Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu emerged with his reputation enhanced. The young fly-half was instrumental in keeping the Stormers competitive for long stretches, particularly in the first half when they had just 28% territory. His long-range penalties were a testament to both his technical ability and his confidence. This is a player who thrives on responsibility, and head coach John Dobson's decision to hand him the captaincy at just 23 years of age continues to look inspired. Feinberg-Mngomezulu was not flawless. A restart kick dead at a crucial moment proved costly, but his overall influence was immense. He consistently looked to reward the work rate of his back row and maintained a positive mindset, even as momentum shifted away from his team. That maturity was most evident after the final whistle. Rather than dwelling on errors or frustration, he spoke of pride in what the Stormers have achieved so far this season. It was a refreshingly balanced assessment. While back-to-back losses will sting, the reality is that the Stormers' earlier run of 8 straight wins has laid a strong foundation. Losing in Durban to a Shark side in this kind of form is not a disaster. Line-out frustrations undermine quality contest. If there was one aspect of the match that detracted from the spectacle, it was the line-out execution, particularly in attacking positions. The scrum battle was ferocious and entertaining, with momentum swinging back and forth and both packs trading penalties. The Sharks' late scrum penalty for wheeling, which extended their lead, was a case in point. The line-out, however, told a different story. Both sides squandered golden opportunities close to the opposition try line, with poorly executed throws and mistimed jumps undermining promising positions. Early on, the Sharks butchered 2 attacking lineouts when pressing hard at 5-0 down. The Stormers were no better, missing one throw entirely and seeing another sail unclaimed over the top, while Evan Roos did well to salvage possession on one occasion, eventually leading to the disallowed Smith try. These were moments where greater precision should be expected. Such errors are especially frustrating because lineouts near the try line are typically rehearsed extensively. The problems persisted into the closing stages, with the Stormers again losing a crucial throw 5 meters out. In a game decided by fine margins, that lack of accuracy proved costly. That the smart rookie announces himself statistics rarely tell the full story, and Jaco Williams' performance was a perfect example. On paper, his 4 carries suggest limited involvement. In reality, he was one of the most influential players on the field. The 20-year-old winger showed impressive game intelligence, constantly seeking ways to contribute even when the ball was not naturally flowing his way. His support line for his first try was exemplary, arriving at pace in his space when it mattered most. But it was his second score that truly marked him out. Chasing what appeared to be a harmless kick ahead, Williams refused to give up on the play. His hunger and anticipation forced Gellant into hesitation, and his athletic dive turned a nothing moment into a decisive score. That IT was the kind of effort that coaches love and supporters remember. A snapshot of a young player with both talent and attitude in abundance. Final thoughts: this was more than just a derby win for the Sharks. It was a statement of intent, a confirmation that their revival is real and sustainable. Under J.P. Pietersen and led superbly by Esterhuizen, they look united, confident, and dangerous.